All right, folks, what's going on? It's been quite some time since I've posted any type of any type of commentary to the channel. So I guess before I get into the topic outlined in the title, just a little bit about what's been going on with my life and why content has just drastically decreased on the channel. So first off, for those of you who are close friends, I'm getting married next month, so most of my spare time has been spent getting things prepared for the wedding, and I mean there is a truckload of planning involved in all of this, and I've been trying to do my part and do the right thing. So that's taken up a lot of my weekends, and a lot of my spare time, unfortunately, has been taken away from gaming, which it is what it is. The other thing is I've been house hunting. So, I'm trying to find a nice place for myself and my fiance to live, and it's just not very easy, especially in the New York area. Everything is super expensive, so that's certainly something else which has taken away most of my weekends. I mean, every weekend I'm going to see a new house and making offers, doing negotiations, things of that nature, and it's pretty time consuming. Lastly, on a more sad note, my mother was recently diagnosed with cancer, and we've been collectively as a family doing things to help her, whether it's doctor visits, taking her for surgery, and things of that nature. For anyone who has had a family member go through cancer, this is the second time that I've gone through it with a family member. It's always difficult, certainly extremely difficult, but she's doing well, and prognosis so far is very, very good. It's really all we can ask for. Again, not looking for any sympathy or anything like that, but just being as honest as possible, as I genuinely are with these type of commentaries. So with that being said, let's keep things on a positive note, though. I've been seeing a lot of these videos about Call of Duty rankings and whatnot, and I was like, all right, it sounds like a fun thing to do, so I'll do mine. So for my criteria, I can only do the COD games that I've played. All right, so I didn't play World at War, I didn't play Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, which I know for a lot of people and a lot of my friends, COD 4 was the GOAT, and I'm sorry I can't rank it if I didn't play it. So I have played every game since then, and we'll put those in order. I have 4 categories, and it's very simple. All right, Hall of Fame, great, good / okay, and then shit. Okay, and I'll give reasons for everything, and happy to hear any comments that anybody has about why they disagree, why they agree. Totally cool. It's not meant to offend anybody. It's just my recollection of these games and whatnot. So let's start bottom up, and as you get through the list, you'll see which games really are going to be towards the top, obviously. But let's start with shit. And for me, the shittiest COD is Advanced Warfare. Okay, and there's a few reasons for that. One is I played it on PC, and it was horrifically optimized when the game first came out. My friends and I were still playing Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 2 on PC was fantastic. But we were all excited. I know I was excited for something different when I saw the trailer for Advanced Warfare. And then once I played it, it was just dog shit. It really was. I mean, it didn't run well, and I had a very, very good system, and the game just did not run well for me. It didn't run well. It just, at the end of the day, it just wasn't fun. Like, a game has to be fun in order for me to ever consider it good. And Advanced Warfare was just never fun. And I mean, if you look at my playtime on Steam, I probably have less than 100 hours played on that game. I gave it a try, and it just didn't work out for me. And I tried it for maybe 2 weeks or so, and then I just ended up going back to Black Ops 2. So there's really not much more I could say for it. It just was shit for me. I didn't play it on console, so maybe if I played it on console it would be a little bit different, but I can only rank what I played, and I played that game on PC. Alright, so the next one might be a surprise for some people, but I'm going to put World War II in the shit category. And I'll explain why. If you played World War II nowadays, okay, after the Divisions upgrade, the unlimited sprint, the game is much more enjoyable. And I actually like playing it now, surprisingly enough. But I have to judge the entire span, or lifespan of the game, I should say, right? And at launch, it was just dog shit for me. I hated it. You know, I'm not someone who wants to never cross mid. You know, like the game was designed with maps that just fostered camping and no flanking at all. And for me, I'm always on the go when I'm playing, and I can't stand it when I don't have the ability to fucking move. It's really irritating. I don't like playing that style. I find it boring. I don't even want to waste my time playing that. And the maps in this game fostered that type of gameplay. With the changes in the divisions and the speed increase, it was a little bit more tolerable. Borderline fun. You know, if you told me today that I can rank the game just on how it is now, I'd probably put it in the good, okay category. Okay, it's not a great game, but it's good. However, at launch it was dog shit. It really was. Complete camp fest. Headquarters was broken. It didn't work. And it just ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, it's just how with Advanced Warfare I went back to Black Ops 2. With World War II, I just went back to Black Ops 3. I mean, I just went back to something that was more fun. And World War II just wasn't fun enough for me to keep playing it. You know, I pick it up and play it nowadays, like I said, and it's tolerable, but overall the game is shit. Sorry, but it is. So, moving on to the good, okay category. Those are my only two shit Call of Duties that I've played. So, in the next category, we're going to start with Ghosts. And I'm sure a lot of people would rank Ghosts as a shit game. Totally respect your opinion. I liked Ghosts. It was tolerable. Okay, I got to Master Prestige on it. You know, I thought hit detection was pretty good in the game. You know, my friends and I had fun with it. I know my nephew and I used to play a lot on Call of Duty Ghosts when it came out, and it was fun. It was the first COD that I played on PC, and I really liked it. It was fun. Like, it was fun. Like, I had fun with the game. There were some things that I just can't, were so bad though that I can't bring it to be any higher in my tier. So one is that there was no anti-cheat when the game came out. So if you played on PC, there was no VAX support. It was a ridiculous cheat fest. Okay, it was horrible. I didn't play it on console, so I don't know how the experience was on console, but on PC, it was terrible at launch. We were cheating all over the place. It really was. And that's not an inexperienced player saying that. I mean, I'm just being honest. It was. I thought there was stupid decisions with the maps. Some maps were just ridiculously large. Like, it was as if you were playing a Battlefield game, which, you know, Stonehaven, I mean, although I liked the map, I thought it was ridiculously large. Like, it was stupid. The total number of perks that they had available in the game, I thought it was silly. You know, Modern Warfare 3 did Specialist Bonus fantastic. In this game, the way they did it, it was bleh. It was just boring. I'm not articulating it well, but the game just wasn't exciting enough for me to keep playing. You know, it was one of those games I hit max prestige, and I was like, well, okay. You know, I had no drive to continue playing it, and I went back to playing Black Ops 2. So, you know, the next one in this category, let's take a look at what we have here. Infinite Warfare. Okay. Infinite Warfare was a good game. I didn't play much of it, but what I did play, I, for the most part, enjoyed. I thought Time to Kill was a little fast, but, you know, as long as you're accurate, it's not that big of a deal. But I guess the problem with this game for me is that it came after Black Ops 3, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Like, I love Black Ops 3. So for me, the exo movement was perfected in Black Ops 3. So if I'm going to play an exo-based COD, there's no point in me playing Infinite Warfare if Black Ops 3 does everything that I need it to. It delivers that experience already. So that's part of the problem with Infinite Warfare, in my opinion, is that it came after Black Ops 4. Excuse me, Black Ops 3. But there were other things that bothered me about Infinite Warfare. First off, the specialists, I thought, I don't know, to me there's maybe one or two useful specialists. They really could have just not went with specialists at all. But I'm assuming that's an Activision decision. Also, though, for me, the maps, in contrast to the character, to the style of the characters, and the colors that they used on the characters, I actually had a hard time on certain maps differentiating between what was a background in the map and what was an actual character. Maybe that's just me, and it's possible that it's just me, but listen, I have to give my interpretation of my experience, and that's what I experienced playing it. But at the end of the day, the big knock on Infinite Warfare is that it came after Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 3 was a better game. The next one in this category is Black Ops 4, and I don't think this one is going to have. I don't think there's going to be too much debate on this one. Black Ops 4 is a good game. It's okay. Like when I think of Black Ops 4, the expression on my face is like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good game. There's just some things that are just really irritating about this game. I mean, the speed and the speed of the game is nice. I like that. I like the boots on the ground. Going back to boots on the ground, Treyarch combat. It's fun. I mean, that's not bad. I think the weapons are okay. I think the game looks good. They did certain things that look cool. I think Dark Matter looks cool, and going for Dark Matter is always fun. But they made some decisions that are just idiotic. So a silly decision is the camo morphing with Dark Matter, right? Once you get Dark Matter, and the more gun kills you get with it, your gun starts to morph. Fine, whatever. Like me, I don't care. That doesn't excite me, seeing the gun morph. But what I can't get over is that when I'm on a 25 gun streak, about to drop a nuclear, and my gun is lighting up like a fucking lightsaber in my hand. So I generally play with the KN with no optic. And when you're at that level, 25 gun streak, the gun is actually really, really bright, and it's tough to see what the fuck you're aiming at. This is the stupidest decision I've ever seen. I mean, just stupid. I'm sorry, but it's dumb. Other things are really bad with this game that are worse than that, though. The specialists, they went fucking insane with the specialists in this game. Black Ops 3, the specialists were annoying, but you could get around them. I never thought that, there wasn't any specialist that I was like, oh, I can't do nothing about this, But the specialists in Black Ops 4, you earn them way too quickly. You get 2 abilities instead of 1. And to top that off, there's certain specialists that just kill the flow of the game. You cannot gift people easy map control in Call of Duty. And that's what Black Ops 4 specialists do. The tactical spawn beacon gifts a team map control. So you don't have to earn anything. You have to run like a moron, running like in slums, right? One thing about slums in Black Ops 2 was that it was a fight to get to mid and control fountain. And that was fun. But in Black Ops 4, all you need is some Seraph to get to mid and drop a spawn beacon, and you get easy map control. You could throw down Torque's nonsense and cut down rush routes. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Anything that limits the game, and it goes back to the experience in World War II that I had. Anything that limits movement in the game, prevents players from wanting to cross mid, is a problem. That's a problem. I think it was a terrible decision by Treyarch. Really, really bad. And I'm sure there's other things about this game that I really don't like and I just can't think of right now. But the game just isn't fun. it's just not fun. Body armor is an irritating addition. You know, they raise the health of all players, which I'm a fan of. That's fine. But body armor, with the addition of body armor, then gunfights are actually inconsistent. So you almost have to run FMJ on your weapons in order to, you know, constantly slay people down. I mean, and I'm performing well in that game, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't finish a match and enjoy it. Like, it's just not enjoyable. That's why it's a good / okay game. I think it had the potential of being a great game, but at the end of the day, it's just not as fun for me. And I think that's it for this particular category. Yes. Okay. So for the great category, I'm going to put Black Ops 1 in there. And I'm sure that that will get some mixed reviews. But for me, Black Ops 1 was an extremely fun game. It had hit detection problems. There were certain... I played it on console. So we did see stutter and lag occasionally. But the game was fun. Like, it was the first COD that I got max prestige on. And from playing Search and Destroy and throwing a tomahawk across the map at the start of the match to get a spawn kill, like the ballistic knife across the map, like, it was just fun. We did fun stuff playing this game, and I had a blast playing it. One thing I liked was the challenges to get your pro perks. Like, to get Ninja Pro, you had to plant or defuse a bomb 6 times, something like that. So it forced you to play Demolition. You know, it forced you to play Search and Destroy. You had to play other game modes to do it. Yeah, I don't know how the community feels about pro perks and whatnot, but I kind of liked that. I thought that was fun. You know, that's what keeps me coming back. Like, if I'm just going to load up the game and play a round of TDM, I mean, you do that a bunch of times, it gets boring. So you need something else to keep you going. At least I do. So for me, Black Ops 1 is a great game. It had its flaws, no doubt about it, but it was fun. And that, ultimately, you know, you play a game to have some fun, and Black Ops 1 provided lots of fun for me. No shock, the next game in this list is Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was a great game. I'm sorry if there are people out there that don't agree with that. Black Ops 1 was definitely a great game, okay? From the movement to the weapons, I mean, it was fun. Everything worked in that game. From a combat standpoint, the game was just fantastic. I know it had some optimization problems, although I got to tell you, on my system, I never had problems playing it on PC. But playing it on PC and console, I mean, the game is just... I mean, I've hit max prestige on both PC and console. That alone should tell you how good of a game it is, you know? It's just fantastic. The one thing that keeps this from a Hall of Fame... There are 2 things that keep this from being in the Hall of Fame. So one was the aim assist on PC, which was irritating. It wasn't something that you couldn't get around, but it was just irritating, you know? It was like, you know, you're one kill off your Wraith, and you get botted by some dude running a controller. I mean, it was annoying. Super annoying, but not something that I would say would really deter me from wanting to play it. But what killed this game for me, and keeps it out of Hall of Fame, is the pay-to-win DLC system that they had. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they released weapons into the black market that really you only got if you paid money for. I mean, let's be honest. I can guarantee you right now, they had some sort of algorithm in their black market system that if a player bought COD points and were purchasing crates with COD points, they had a higher percentage of getting a weapon. I guarantee that's what they did. I guarantee it. And the last straw really for me was when I purchased one of those Grand Slam contracts. It was like win 50 matches. I think win 50 matches and you get 3 weapons, like 3 unique weapons that you don't have. So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll get like the XMC or the AN94 or whatever the fuck it's called and have some fun with it. I ended up getting a launcher and 2 melee weapons. And that's when I uninstalled the game on PC. I just uninstalled it. I couldn't take it anymore. It was just ridiculous. They went really money hungry with the black market system in that game. And unfortunately, it really ruined it. It ruined some of the experience for me. Because the game itself, from a combat standpoint, was fantastic. I loved it. Okay, so I told you before that COD 4 and World at War are not in the list. So naturally, there's 3 games left in the Hall of Fame category. And we'll start with MW3. And MW3 was great. I mean, the Specialist bonus in Modern Warfare 3 was one of the best additions to any Call of Duty ever. Like, it was essentially a reskinned Modern Warfare 2 with Specialist bonus. I mean, they added some support streaks, which I didn't know how big of a fan I was of those, but it was their attempt at the time to minimize the skill gap by giving players who couldn't get streaks a chance at least getting, maybe not lethal streaks, but getting some sort of streaks. And that, I think, was the right decision, because in Black Ops 4, their attempt to minimize the skill gap added stupid things like Seeker Mines, which is like a guaranteed kill. Dumb. So at least like the support streaks were a valiant effort at minimizing skill gaps. But Modern Warfare 3, aside from maybe some overpowered perks like Assassin Pro, it was a fun game. I mean, I had a blast playing this game. This was the first game that I really started like dropping people. And getting Moab after Moab, it was super fun. Oh, it was one of the best COD experiences ever. I think the problem for me with this game and why it's not my number 1, even though it's in the Hall of Fame category, it's not my number 1 because it really could have been called Modern Warfare 2.5. It really was an extension of Modern Warfare 2. The next game is Black Ops 2. Okay, and Black Ops 2 was the best balanced Call of Duty, like bar none. Okay, and on PC, it was the best Call of Duty on PC. There's no doubt about it. It just was fantastic. It ran well. It consumed like ridiculously small amount of disk space, and it was just super fun to play. It was balanced. It was fun to play. Maps were great, right? Like Raid and Standoff. Maybe not the map caliber of Modern Warfare 2, but I mean, Raid and Standoff are like a top 10 in maps. They're fantastic, There were certain maps that were really bad. Aftermath was terrible. Drone was terrible. I didn't think there was anything overpowered in this game. Like, on PC, there are players that just constantly run a foul MMS, but it's still not overpowered because you can counter it. It can still be countered. So, everything could be countered in Black Ops 2, and it's just a great game. I must have, between console and PC, I must have about like 2,500 hours on that game. Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is a great game. And I mean, honestly, if the servers were good nowadays, I would still play it. And there was more of a population, I would still play it on PC. It was fantastic. Console, it was super fun, but PC, it was just dynamite. There's really not more I could say about this game. I wish some of the maps were better, but overall, it was a great game. But the GOAT is Modern Warfare 2. And I don't think anyone will really disagree with that. Lots of things were overpowered in this game. The UMP-45 silence can cross-map. One-Man Army Pro was ridiculous. The Noob Tube was ridiculously overpowered. But I think that's why I liked it. Everything was overpowered. Nothing was balanced. And the game was just fun. I mean, we used to play Search and Destroy. My friends and I used to play Search and Destroy on this. And, I mean, matches were intense. Maps were fantastic. There wasn't a bad map in the game. I mean, maps were fantastic. The combat was fantastic. Hit detection was great. The game just flowed smoothly. I played it on console, but it was fantastic. We played intense Search and Destroy matches on this game, and it was fantastic. Getting that nuclear, I used to get tons of nuclears in free-for-all. Free-for-all was my specialty for getting nuclears. And people used to go chopper gunner. What was it? Harrier strike, chopper gunner, and nuclear as the three streaks. I used to do it a little bit differently. I used to use Harrier, Pavlo, and nuclear, and I used to get them in free for all. It was fun. I mean, it was really fun. Just so fun. I mean, you could hear it in my voice how much fun I had playing this game. I was actually playing it on PC the other day. It's a little bit hacked out now on PC, but it's still such a good game. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, if there's anything I missed, I'm sorry. I didn't prepare any script or anything like that. I just kind of winged it. So any questions, comments, do leave them down in the comment section. Like I said, content will probably be minimal over the next year or so. It is what it is, but that's life. You move on. And until next time, all the best.